When I was in the second grade of elementary school, I was sitting by the poolside, watching my friends take their swimming lesson. I had to sit out and watch because my illness prevented me from participating. A friend asked me why I wasn't joining them in a pool. That's when I told them about my illness. They responded with, "Oh, that's so sad." Why I know they didn't mean any harm, it felt like they were rejecting a part of who I was. I wondered, am I really inferior to others? Telling people about my illness just makes me feel miserable. I don't want to go through that anymore, so I've decided to keep it to myself and live that way. My illness is invisible from the outside, so that made it even harder. I started to hide it from others, unable to accept myself for who I truly was. This secrecy led to a profound sense of loneliness, a feeling of losing my identity, and the lack of support from those around me. Even worse, I felt as if I needed to constantly explain my condition to others, which became exhausting. At times, I even resented my parents for passing this burden onto me. The frustration of not being able to live freely as my true self made me feel trapped. I had nowhere to turn, so I started venting my frustrations on Twitter, hiding my real name. I had no one to talk to, and I was desperately seeking someone to help me, to understand me. Deep down, I hoped there was a place out there where I could be accepted for who I am without judgment. And then, one day, I found it. Through likes and replies on Twitter, I discovered others in the same situation, people with the same illness, parents of those who shared my condition, and even understanding individuals who were healthy. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't alone. This realization allowed me to start seeing my illness in a more positive light. It helped me understand that, yes, living with an illness or disability may feel harder than it does for others, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. I turned 20 years old. I'm studying abroad in America. It's a new chapter in my life full of meeting new friends and living in a dorm with others. One day, I had to explain my illness to my roommates. I was nervous, unsure of how they would react. But after I told them, they smiled and said, "Your illness doesn't make you different. You're still our friend, and that will never change." Their words filled me with warmth. I realized that somewhere in the world, there are people who will accept and understand me just as I am. In that moment, I felt a sense of limitless possibility and a world that was much bigger than I had ever imagined. By facing my illness, I've realized my own strength, and because of that, I now believe in limitless possibilities as I move forward.